Hello friends, it's Tonton. In today's video we're gonna talk about a lot of things. We have some potential information from China about new level of chief gear. We had a teaser about a new event which is called the Tundra Arms League. So it's kind of a tournament thing about Foundry. And a few other things I wanted to cover. So we will review as well quickly to open the video our SVS very briefly. I was home, but I was having kind of a surprise birthday party, delayed. My birthday was like a while back, like 3 weeks ago, but my wife arranged that. I was with friends and family, so I could not really attend. I still managed to play like for 15 minutes when the border opened, so I could do a lot of points and a lot of kills during a few cities. Then I could basically hide in a turret or in the fire castle, during the afternoon. So I managed to finish 50 to get some of the rewards. But what was more important and a lot more apparently amazing is that we won the castle. So we lost prep phase. At the first prep phase we lost in very long time. At least since I'm on the server, which is above 7 months now. I don't know when the last time the states that state lost a prep phase, but it was a long time. So we had a very good opponent. Was 962. I think they are undefeated in prep phase, and they maintain that, but they could not get our castle. And it has been 2 SVS that are kind of our game when it comes to rallies, counter rallying, understanding the game mechanics and picking the better hero than the opponents, and all of that is really increasing. We did a big jump in terms of our capacity to win such battle, and that's really great. I could not really see it myself, but I could hear it from everyone. Like a lot of people were super happy with how it went. Amazing feeling that we won. We got our 7-star on the alliance. So the next one I believe will be for another alliance. Will be for Car very likely. So we have 7 stars. So Car has, if I'm not mistaken, they have 3, and I think we merge with a state that had 3 stars already as well. So that's a state with 13 stars in total. So that's pretty good. I think another alliance have some star as well, but I forgot which one. But whatever, does not really matter. So it was an amazing SVS. And people are really happy about it. I'm kind of, that was the most exciting SVS to stream, but again, I could not, so that's fair enough. But I would have loved to kind of showcase a bit of that and to show you how great, like battling could be done in very simple ways and be very with low quality, or you can start to really have in-depth strategies. And while they might seem simple on paper, like rallying, counter and rallying, sometimes you can send solo march after the rallies to get middle. Like there are a lot of things between the choices for heroes, troop ratios, and things like that you can do. So, I think live stream are the good opportunity to showcase that, but, we'll do it again. There will be other occasion for all of that. So let's start with the chief gear. So I woke up this morning. Let me just swap Discord. I woke up this morning to that on some Discord. So you can see that's not a new. It's not like a black level or purple level, or we already had purple, but like another kind of level. Is just going from T3 3 stars to T4 3 stars basically, and you can see the increase. So you will get more or less 10%. You start here, right? So then you are T3 3 stars, so T3 3 stars, and then you have to do, it's now the chief gear is like, when you go to red gear is like the furnace, right? You have 5 upgrades to do, so it's T3 3 1, T3 3 stars, 2 upgrades, and things like that. So you have to do 4 levels to get to T4, then T4 1 star, T4 2 star, and then here you are at T4 3 stars, even if the image doesn't show. So that's a lot of upgrade. That's 5 upgrade, 5 upgrade, 5 upgrade, 5 upgrade per piece of gear. That's 40 upgrades, and you can see that you go from 154.70 to nearly 30, above 30% more. And that's times 6 pieces, so that's, you're gonna get 60% more defense, 60% more offense, etc. So that's a decent increase, and that's probably the deployment capacity. So it's gonna be another 200 deployment capacity. So that's Again, times 6, so 1,200 deployment capacity. That's very expensive if you look at the amount of what you need. There are no new currencies needed. So I guess they are not ready to give us like a new kind of chief gear thing, so they just give us more level. So either they have two options at that stage, right? And I'll just show you the kind of T4 2 stars. They have two options. Either they do that slowly from time to time, so they, you know, because whales that are maxed out, they start to have accumulated a lot of all of these, so they need a, you know, they need something to spell it on at some point. So either they give us new levels to chief gear, or they just increase and we will go to T5 and to T6, and chief gear will be it for, you know, they will, like the way they've done, they have had an expert and other game modes. So either we will see more levels here, or we will see like they do right now, so from T3 to T4, or they will see like a new kind of level, which will be whichever color, you know, I don't know which one they could use, because they use kind of all the crazy color that you use in game usually, which is a purple for epic, a gold for golden, or red for like amazing. So it could be black or whatever. So that's something that was posted today. You can see a quick video. I don't know the name of the dude. Did on the Chinese server. So it seemed that I'm not really aware of how it works, but the game seems to have Chinese only servers, and these servers are a bit ahead of where we are. Often there are leaks from Chinese states and server that, you know, show us what to do, but you see the 5 upgrade and how it works. So it go for T3 3 stars to T4, and you see the upgrade and the guy is running out of it. So that's kind of to show us that it's a, you know, it's a real game thing. It's not just it's not just kind of a fake leak or you know, a made up kind of image. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about is something they call the Tundra League, Arms League. So there is in the news today. I'm not sure how to play the video yet. Maybe we can play the video together, but I don't know if I will be striked for anything. I don't know how it's, you know, how it's possible. But they teased us with that Tundra Arms League, and then slowly after the Tundra Arms League become available. So with a sneak peek and the trailer. So I'll give you the link to the trailer. You can watch it yourself. I'll show on screen what I gathered from the trailer, but that's pretty simple. It's kind of a league system or like a tournament system. So you have a 2 weeks system. So we don't know if it's gonna run back to back or it will be from time to time. But then you will have it's like tyrants, right? You will have a zone of states. So it might be 50 states, 100 states. You will have a zone. In that zone, everyone can register up to 2 legions. And in this legion, you can register 30 participants and 20 substitutes. So you will have 50 players you can register, and you can do 2 legions because you have up to 100 players per alliance. But only the top, as you can see on my notes, only the top 64 will be collected. So in that range of, you know, 50, 80, 100 states, you will only have 64 alliance. So you will need to have a very strong Legion 1, for example. And if you're a mega alliance, then maybe you can try to do Legion 1 and 2. But, you know, if there are 50 states and there are 2 legions per alliance, that's a lot of possible teams that are. So I would suggest for most alliance, you should just have a very strong Legion 1 and, you know, to put all your players. So that's gonna be a 2-week long event. So you register, you know, everyone register their legion, then the game picks 64 of them for a tournament that we'll talk about in a sec. You have 5 times to play the event, so 2 a.m., which is, you know, UTC, 7 a.m. UTC, 12, noon UTC, 14 UTC, or 19 UTC, and you will be able to sort them in order. So you can say our best time is 12, and our second time is 14, and our third time is 2 a.m. And I guess the matchmaking will try to give you an opponent with similar time, so you have the best chances. They don't say much in the trailer, but it's not saying that it's a 30-minute match, for example, for Foundry. It's based on Foundry Battle, and it seems to be the same. They don't really say much, but I assume it is the same. So it's a 1-hour battle, and just the way you do Foundry already. And I'll link in the comments, I'll link in the description, I'll link the trailer, and I'll link my guide to Foundry. My guide to Foundry will be very limited for anyone that is serious about that. My guide for Foundry is kind of a very basic guide to do things very simply, to not have to actually organize a lot, your alliance, your teams, everything. Like that kind of tournament will push strategies in Foundry to a next level that only right now a few alliances are using and are kind of keeping secrets for most of them. It will really kind of level up the play field, you know, on Foundry and our people, because people will use the regular Foundry to practice for the tournaments, and then they will try to win the tournament. So the way it works, you have 2 weeks, like I said. The first week is what they call elimination week. So you will have 64 teams, so they will have 32 matchups. Then, you know, after this 32 matchup, you will have 32 teams. So we don't know if it's going to be every Monday, then the next match going to be Wednesday. We don't know how it works, so it's all on the Sunday and you have to play all day. We have no clue yet. But they will be from 64, you go to 32. For 32, you go to 16. To 16, you go to 8, right? So that will be 4 rounds of matchup. 64, 32, 16, and 8. Which means that you have 4 alliances left, if I understood that properly. So that's for the call that they call first week elimination phase. And again, we don't know when you will play and all of that. Then you enter the second week, which is called the Championship League. There will be a ranking initially, and you will be ranked by the net win of the elimination phase. I'm not sure if that ranking gives you something. They show different screenshots of rewards, but we don't really know which, you know, window is for what. There is a new shop. It's kind of like Tyrants. Like you have the regular Foundry shop plus you have an extra shop for the event. So you have top 2 of these alliance that will move to the gold group. So they will, you have image of that in the, you know, like kind of tournament kind of brackets that you can see in the teaser. And the 2 losers will move to the silver group. So that means that the people in the gold group will fight together and they will be fighting for the first place. And people in the second group, so they will fight for the first and second place. And people in the second group, in the silver, they seem to fight just for third and fourth place. So it's gonna be very simple. They mentioned that the first week is a single elimination format. So they made that clear in the trailer. That means you play one match and that's it. I don't think they mention the format of the second week. So I don't know if it's like a best of 3. So you play the first to win 2 matches is selected, or it's just a one match and the winner wins. So we don't really know that. But you know, you will be fighting that way. You will have 4 alliance selected, 4 legions selected from week 1. And they will fight into week 2. So week 2 will be a lot lighter. It might be 2 matches. It might be, if it's a best of 3, it's gonna be at least 2 matches, if not more. If it's a best of 5, but that will be weird to do a best of 5 on Foundry. Maybe a best of 3 could make sense. So you play for 3 hours, and you can have strategy, counter strategy, and you can use different strategies and stuff like that. The thing that are really cool is there is spectator mode that is available. I have no idea, it's gonna limit it to a certain amount of viewer, but we could do live stream where we watch the alliance play and understand and comment on their strategy, so we can learn, and then we can see what can we learn from them and what can we improve at our level. I don't know if my alliance gonna go crazy about it or not. If they don't, if we don't, I'll just comment, kind of be a commentator. I've never done that in my life, but maybe I'll try to just even just chill at the just watch together and try to learn from the best players. There is a few rewards. So there are some rewards for the alliance. There are individual rewards. They mentioned that you can go to the Hall of Heroism. So it seems to be like the more points you made by collecting resources and killing other people's troops and stuff like that, you seems to be able to go to rank as a legion and get reward for that, and you seem to be able to rank individually, right? I've seen as well that there is a prediction shop in the trailer itself, so it's probably like Tyrant. You can bet on who is gonna win and things like that. So of course it's the stronger is gonna win. That's a war game. They're gonna make game mode for the stronger people and the most engaged and the best coordination. And of course you need to have spender to win. But if you look at Tyrant at very high level, it's not always the biggest spender that wins. I've seen that in our group. I think 946 actually spending a lot less than 943. 943 like dominated the first Tyrant, and now they kind of 946 won, and I was not present as well. It's kind of holiday period for me, so I cannot cover weekends easily. But you will think that if it was one state versus one state, 946 might win because they 943 might win again because they no match the battlefield so bad last time, and this time actually they got beaten by 946. So you know, these things will change over time, strategy will evolve, people will find counter strategies and they might not be able to adapt on the spot, but they will find a counter strategy. So I think that could be really, really interesting. Yeah, and you will have an MVP leaderboard, so I don't know if it's same to the all of, I mean, the all of heroism is actually for the top 3 legion, and you have an MVP leaderboard for individual as well. So that's 2 different things. Let's look a bit at what we could see. I took some screenshots. So that's, you see you have a Champion's Glory, you have ranking reward for Legion and for the Alliance. So we don't know all the tabs. They are not showing all the tabs, or I could not capture all the tabs. And, you know, it's just a quick preview. At that point, you know, when it's in game, I'll do proper preview and explanation, but it's kind of a sneak peek, I guess, but they did a trailer, so not really. But you can see you have buildings on the, that's probably like a building like Tyrant, because you get one, and it's like very nice building. So that might be a building that increase health and lethality, like Tyrant. And that might be a regular building because you get 5 of them. That might, you know, give you like, I don't know, defense or attack, something like that. It seems you have a March skin that seems to be pretty nice, but we don't really see. You have, you know, Fire Crystal, Mithril, you have the new currency, I guess, for the new shop. You have some reward for the, you know, usual foundry shop and things like that. So they, you know, and you see you can, the top 8 seems to have something and maybe someone else, but that might be it, right? The Legion ranking might be only for the top 8 because you see that these little lines that you have up there, and that mean that there might be nothing. But we will see a bit more later, but it's just to give you an idea. And they show us as well the shop with these kind of blue purple vouchers, and you see match prediction. So that's why I was saying that there might be some prediction about the matchup, about, you know, like in Tyrant basically. So you can bet on who is gonna win, and it's gonna cost you to bet, but you get 10 times whatever you do. And it seems to be similar as Tyrant. You get some Mithril, some Fire Crystal, so the shop is the same. I mean, there is match mission as well, so I guess you can get some of these by doing, you know, daily logins, speed ups. Like it might be very similar to Tyrant, but like on a tournament format or around Foundry with the, you know, with these on this table. So I'll put the link to the trailer. You know, it's 2 minutes. It's very quick read. I mean, very quick watch. You don't see a lot of gameplay, but you kind of have an idea about what it is about. So other things I wanted to talk about today. One of my teammates got from customer support that they might do a Journey of Light tomorrow. So I'm very curious if we will get it in 3054 because, you know, when I do the restart project, like, you know, having early Journey of Light, which is early Gen 2, will be actually very important, interesting to know if that's a thing, because that gives you a lot of shards and a lot of things you need. And that's a very good event for spending. So I'm really curious, but if there are any whales out there that need, you know, shards for new generation, like we just had, that needs as well Mithril, that will be great. Something I wanted to show you as well is when we talk about experts, so I'm kind of ready to make my guide on experts. I've been playing it for 2 weeks. We kind of start to have you know, enough information about it. I'm really missing one bit about expert mode is there seems when you max a hero, which I cannot do as a free-to-play on my statistics account, so, you know, I'm not gonna spend on that just, you know, 100 and 100 of euros just to test that, right? It's not where I cannot afford that right now. Maybe when the channel is bigger, but at that stage I cannot. There is kind of like a skill tree available for when you max heroes, but, you know, I cannot do that right now. So I'm trying to gather information. If you know a YouTuber that kind of showed a lot of images about that skill tree, and that, you know, I was not really available to look at that myself, but if you came across someone that has an in-depth, you know, guide around that part, I'm really happy to, you know, to take it from there and to add it to my own version. But everything else, the basic is clear. You know, the achievement, the track, the progression, the skills, all of that is unlocked. You know, I got many heroes to level 20. You know, if you look at it, like Ogler is like the 3rd one. You know, you need 1.7k to get a level. And that dude, you need 2.8. So Romulus, which is for, it's a hero that's for whales. It's really giving, like, it's really taking a lot to improve him. So I'm not exactly where I wanted to test, because I'm not, you know, I wanted to test that skill and to unlock it, but I need to be level 30. So, you know, a lot of it is ready for experts. but I'll need a bit more information from spenders. So if you know a good video, but something I wanted to cover is, it's my understanding that so far it's only available to state 195. I don't think it was extended to new state, which is a bit of a surprise to me. I would have assumed that, you know, it's roll out to new states every week or every 2 weeks, and it has been 2 weeks, and I don't see, you know, I don't see anybody in the leaderboard for any other state, and that might be because they are not, you know, they are not far enough yet with it. But these, I checked, you know, I checked regularly, and there was only people from the 195 states. So that's a, you know, that's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping it's gonna roll out a bit sooner. But what's cool, and I think that's really important for free-to-play, not for free-to-play, but for low spender, is that the Wayfarer, well, the Endless Wayfarer, it's actually resetting every 15 days. So that's a bit expensive. Oh, sorry, I clicked too fast. How much does it cost? You get this one for 6, and you get actually this one. So that's nearly $30. You know, that's nearly, if you unlock it all, it's nearly $60 a month. But if you do only one thing, and if you want to boost and to get a bit faster, maybe that's where you put your money for a few months, you know. Maybe not as a low spender, maybe you just do the 6 as a low spender, but you know, for a medium to high spender, that could be one of the best way to get it. The other packs right now are not really good. It's not like we don't have a custom chest. We don't have many things here. We don't have a weekly card yet for that. And these packs, you know, the regular packs are kind of terrible. So that's where I would suggest to spend money if you consider spending money on that event. And we will see how it evolves over time, if you have any other bundles or any other things. But that seems to be the cheapest way. And also because I've been asked a lot here and somewhere else, we just unlock. I think I will do proper, like I see many other YouTubers do that. So I think I'll start to do it. It makes sense. You guys ask me a lot about heroes and what to do. And of course, for me, it's always important to know when you talk about heroes is how many shards you have. You know, what can you do with the shards you have? So for me, where are they? Now I have 1,400. So, and we are very early in the generation, so I could easily do 2 heroes. One with the lucky wheel. I might be able to even put a few shards in the one with the lucky wheel to speed it up a bit if I really wanted to have him soon. You know, which I might not do. And then do another one. So which heroes do you do? So we just unlocked Gen 8 for us. So yeah, before I go on Gen 8. So you want to know the shards you have to kind of know, well, you know, if you ask me about heroes, how many shards you have, what do you have? So send me a screenshot about your heroes and what do you plan to do later? So where you are in the past or currently with your heroes, how many shards you have, and where do you want to go? And then what do you want to do? Are you a garrison defender for a turret in castle battle? Are you actually with Geronimo and an offensive player? Are you just a rally joiner that enjoy arena? Are you someone that cares to have a very good march for foundry? And all of that, then I can give you tailored advice. Else I can give you only generic advice, right? Because I don't know what you like to do in the game. I don't, you know, heroes. Some heroes are defensive, some heroes are offensive, so some heroes are great for arena, some heroes are great for solo march, or heroes are great for rallies. Some of them are great at 2 or 3 things. But, you know, I cannot tell you what to get if you don't give me a bit of context. So Gen 8, you have 4 heroes. You have our friend Hendrik, which is a marksman. And the way you look at it for exploration is if he has 1 AoE skill, area of effect is decent. If he has 0, is bad for arena and exploration. And if he has 2, is great. So you can see he does damage and he stuns the target. That's not great. Damage up and damage up. So basically, it needs to be tested and I will see, but that does not seem like a good hero for arena and exploration because it doesn't have area of effect. I don't know how these skills are working. It's so hard to tell just by reading them because, you know, it depends on the cooldown, it depends on many things, and you don't even know the cooldowns here, so we need to see. But that and drink do not seem amazing for arena and for exploration because it's, you know, to enemy within range, to enemies. So that's maybe that will be weird that he does not have. So that could be Captain Hendrik Earl's heavy anchor with unbelievable strength dealing. So that's maybe an AoE. So that could be okay. Just let me read the other one. Yeah. Every time he defeats an enemy, so the more he kills. So he, you know, he's at least okay if that's AoE, and that's, you know, that's good. So then when you look at his skill for rallies and for solo marching, for, you know, foundry, for canyon, for rallies, for garrisoning, all of that, Captain Hendrik command a gigantic naval ship horn, reducing enemy troop defense. So he's reducing defense. So that seems to be more of an offensive hero, right? Here he's actually doing defense up for all friendly troops with a layer, okay? So every 4 turns, it's increasing defense by 30% for 2 turns. So you have 2 turns where you have it, and you have 2 turns when you don't have it. And we don't know, that could be bad depending on the way it works, because, you know, okay, it's gonna trigger. So with that kind of skill, you kind of know how many turns the battle is lasting, because it's every 4 turns. So if it's triggered 4 times, it's more or less, you know, more or less 16 to 20 turns, because if first turn it does not trigger, second turn it does not trigger, third turn it does not trigger, it triggers 4th turn. That means that you spend 3 turns without any skill activated, and that means that you have a lot less troop. When that activates, you have a lot less troop on the battlefield. So we'll see. That does not seem super good to me, unless it procs instantly and then every 4 turn it does. Because else you're gonna lose a lot of troops. You know, these battles in the game, they are not taking 200 turns. I mean, I need to... I could be wrong here, because that's not something I paid very, very close attention, but I believe the fights are kind of quick when it comes to turns. Every 3 turns, the Ancient Abyssal Spirit descend, blah, blah, blah. So dealing 8%. So every 3 turns, it does a lot of damage. So from the skill, it's a bit hard to see if it's good. That these two, we need to test how they work and if they are actually effective, because that's not unusual wording until Gen 8. So then we have, so it's, you know, if you know where to get, if you want to know where to get him, is the foundry. So that means is the Hall of Hero hero, very likely. Let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, Hall of Hero, I think. So that's the hardest one to get, because you will need to, let me get that while we are here. You will need to wait next week. You will need to go to the Hall of Hero. You will need to buy, you know, all of that. So you will need to spend nearly 50k gems to get the first 10 shards. And then you will need to do all of it either with your money or with SSR shards. So Hendrik is one of the hardest to get for free to play, because he's the Hall of Heroes hero. The easiest to get is Gatot, which is a Lucky Wheel. And, you know, it's written here, Foundry as well, but you never buy it from Foundry. You buy it from Lucky Wheel. And Gatot is a very defensive hero. So he has, you know, defensive skill. Let's go here. Increase infantry defense, which is the only one you care about, so 30% without condition. Shield up, so up to 30%, so it's doing infantry shield with a protection equal to 6% attack each time. Okay, so you take a percentage of your attack, and that's giving you a shield for 1 turn. Okay, that's good. So it's very defensive, as you see, and he's reducing enemy attack, so they do less damage. And I believe, I cannot see his widget when I don't unlock him, but I believe he has a defender widget as well. Why people want to take Gatot with the Lucky Wheel is a defensive hero, so he's not great for bear, he's not great for things like that. Let's look at arena. So shield value up. Gatot activates a shield of resolve at the Hair of Kings, providing shield with protection. Okay, so no area of effect, damage, intimidate all enemy heroes, reducing the attack and increase his attack by the number of intimidated heroes for 3 seconds. So that's, you know, if there are 5 heroes, when he does that, it's gonna reduce their attack, you know, by 25% of all of them, and then he will get 25% attack up. So that could be really good early. You know, he might reduce the battlefield on, you know, the damage done by the other team in arena a lot and get the boost, but I don't know if he does a lot of damage yet. And then you get okay, so dodging enemies' normal attack and crit chance, so he does more damage. So that does not look amazing to me, but maybe, you know, maybe that is actually very, very powerful, because the hero is gonna do reducing their attack. So for me, like that kind of skill, because we don't have it often, I'm not sure if it's impacting hero skills, and if it does, it's actually very good. If it's just their normal attack, it's meh. But, you know, like if it's reducing 25% their hero skill, it means it does not watch on some of your heroes, it does not one shot all the troops that goes with it. That could be really good. And then the last one, which is amazing. So you will get Gatot with the Lucky Wheel, you know, like all the time. Hendrik is very optional. If you want him, you know, you need to know what you do with him. But you just had Bradley in Gen 7 with the Lucky Wheel, and Bradley is a freaking monster, so you probably don't need Hendrik. And Sonia is great. She's amazing. People, you know, keep asking me, should I take Sonia? Should I take Sonia? My default suggestion is not to take any Lancers hero, because you get, you know, Gen 3, Gen 6, Gen 9, Gen 12, you get one in the Lucky Wheel, and that's good enough. If you have spare shards, like I do, then you might take a Lancer hero from time to time. And I think I will actually take her, because I've been a long time since I took a Lancer hero. So, you know, I don't have I have Rene from Gen 6. So he's a bit old. So, you know, and then I have Mia, then I have Nora as well, Gen 5. So, you know, on my stream march for some events, like Lancers are very weak. So yeah, so I might take Sonia for Arena mostly. For Arena, for exploration, she has area of effect, 1 skill, so doing more damage. She has damage up, so that's always good. And reducing the attack speed of nearby enemy, so that's really good. A frozen bomb, so that could be as well, right? So I'm not sure if the damage is done to the nearby enemies, but the effect of the reduced attack speed is on the other enemy, right? So we need to see, and she's doing more damage, right? She goes on into a frenzy and she does more damage, so that will be good as well. If you put her at the back, you know, she will basically blast. So that will be great for Arena, and everyone says she is, so, you know, even if it's not obvious from the skill, but she's hitting faster, she's slowing the enemy, and that could be, you know, 3 sec is quite a bit, and that could do a lot of damage as well, and that seems to be, I don't know, that could be damaging nearby enemies. And when it comes to that, she's a decent rally joiner as well, because she does damage up 20%, so it's not as good as Jasser and all of that, but that's decent, and that's all troop, I believe. Damage up by 4% for all troop. Some heroes do 25, but you know, that's okay. She motivates her troop with bounty, making her Lancers deal more damage every 2 attacks and increase attack for all troops. So that's, you know, when you have that and you defend with a 60-40, for example, so 0% marksmen, 40% Lancers, and 60% infantry, that could be great, because that's a lot of damage. That's 75% of damage, right? More damage every 2 attacks. So that's a lot of damage potentially on Lancers if you defend with 60-40-0%. And Sonia's Lancer will size every chance to launch a surprise raid. Her Lancers deal, yeah, up to 250 damage every 5 turns and stun the target. So we don't really know how the stun is working in the game, but that's a lot of damage. So she's really offensive. She does a lot of damage. I would not surprise if her widget is an offensive one, which, you know, I could know easily, but I did not prepare for that. So that's all okay. So she seems a good hero. I'll take her, but because, and again, because I got the shards, guys. It's just because I got the shards, and I don't want to take 4 heroes, 3 heroes in Gen 10. I'm happy with 2 per generation. With my level of spending, with my involvement in the game, I can actually afford that. Most generation, I can do 2 heroes. Nearly every generation, I used to be able to do 2 heroes to 4 stars. Now that I'm VIP 12 and I'm spending a bit more, I can do 2 heroes to 5 stars nearly every generation. You know, but again, I transferred a lot, so I had a lot of extra shards compared to someone at my level of spending and someone that's where I am. Because I've stayed, you know, I traveled 3 months, so it's like I have 3 months more of, you know, more shard than everybody else that, you know, did not transfer as much as I did. So that makes sense to me, but you always have to consider what makes sense to you. If I had a lot less shard, I will wait for Gen 9 and I will get the Lancer hero from the Lucky Wheel, and see, you know, and I will get likely the infantry on Gen 9 because it's a very offensive hero apparently for Bear and all of that. So you replace, if you don't have Geronimo, you can replace Flint by the J9 heroes. And a quick tip for anyone that might be like me, that's something I did not test before, but that's really worth it. I have a Geronimo at 2 stars. So very, very low. I tried, he has no widgets, right? No widget, 2 stars. I tried that, and it does quite a bit more damage than my Flint that is nearly maxed out. So I know that the order is Geronimo, then it is Flint, then it is actually Magnus. If you don't have, if you have Geronimo, you keep Geronimo all the way, right? Then it's Flint until Gen 9, and you replace Flint by Magnus. But for me, I might actually be able to get away with Geronimo. So if you have Geronimo 2 to 3 stars, really test it on Bear. I have no widgets. He does far more damage than Fleet, that is nearly max. So that's the last bit of information I wanted to tell you, because it's time for Bear. I covered everything I wanted to cover today. I'll see you in the next one for a proper guide. Consider subscribing, consider joining the Discord. What we talk about today is in the Discord as well. So welcome and congrats to Betty and Sato for joining the Air Force crew that you just see on screen. Welcome guys, and thank you for stepping up and helping us. Cheers, bye-bye.